Over the past 7 years, the Lowy Institute in Australia, a think tank, has been coming out annually with an Asian Power Index where it ranks different countries on 8 or 9 different parameters in Asia, and then come up with ranks about who's the most powerful nation in Asia. Interestingly, it's not about just resident Asian countries, but also non-resident power like the United States, which is evaluated on who is the most powerful country or which is the most powerful country in Asia. So that assessment for 2024 is interesting because some change in the ranking has happened from the previous year. Now, this is the most comprehensive distribution or assessment of distribution of power in Asia is what they are claiming. And for instance, for the first time they have included a tiny nation of Timor-Leste because it was not in the reckoning earlier, but perhaps because it is going to join the ASEAN grouping in the near future, it has been now brought into the index. Now, it ranks international power in Asia through 131 indicators and 8 thematic measures. Now, 8 thematic measures are economic capability, military capability, resilience, future resources, economic relationships, defense networks, diplomatic influence, and cultural influence. And the 27 countries, of course, range from the United States, like I said, China, India, Japan, Philippines, going right down to Timor-Leste and Papua New Guinea. It includes, of course, other countries. As expected, the United States is on top with a score of 81.7 out of 100. China, in a way, is the country which expectedly comes second with 72.7 marks or score in the scale 1 to 100. India has displaced Japan from its earlier place of the 3rd rank, and India is now the 3rd placed country. But the difference between the 2nd place China, which got about 72.7 marks, and the 3rd place is with Japan. Used to be with Japan, now it's with India. India has got only 39.1%. It has dislodged Japan, but the marks remain very low. Japan is at 4th, Australia is at number 5. It has displaced, Australia has displaced Russia and gained 1 rank. Russia was number 5, now Australia is number 5, Russia is number 6, South Korea is number 7, Singapore is number 8, Indonesia is number 9, and Thailand is at the 10th place. Pakistan, India's western neighbor and a constant nuisance, is at number 16, and PNG is at number 27. Of the all the countries ranked here, it brings up the rear, as it were. What are the key findings? One is, of course, that China's power is plateauing. China was surging all along, but now the Lowy Institute says it is neither surging nor collapsing. It is plateauing much below US's comprehensive national power, but is way ahead of other countries, including India. And it, of course, has the settling point, which is below United States, like I mentioned. And the plateauing of the Chinese power is because its economy is slowing down. It's no longer surging as it was in the previous 20 years. That said, US remains a resilient power, and despite its losing or perceived notion that US is losing power to China or is ceding ground to China, its economic and military might remains much higher than even China, which is number 2. India is rising very slowly. Although it has overtaken Japan, which is anyway growing very slowly. It is growing in terms of aging population. But the Lowy Institute says that India punches much below its own potential. Now that is something that India must look at. It has resources, it has population dividend, young population, but it has not been able to take advantage of the young population. Remember, nearly 65% of India's population is below the age of 35, and yet it has not got what it wanted. Of course, India has shown a great surge in economic activity post-COVID, and it has resources, it has a strong military, future resources, youthful population, and it will remain ahead of many other Asian countries, is what the Lowy Institute says, which I think most of us in India know. And it of course credits the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi for global leadership and strategic ambition more highly. India's score on defense network has declined, and it has come down below Indonesia. And India's caution about security cooperation with the US and the West means it will likely to continue relative ground in this measure, because Indonesia is very upfront about being an ally of the United States. India is not. Finally, just wanted to say this, that it reflects the focus on New Delhi as a global power, emerging global power, both in foreign and security policies. There's plenty of talent, but the Indian Ocean remains India's backyard, as the Lowy Institute reiterates and as we have been saying on StratNews Global. So that's the comprehensive view of thing. Nothing to celebrate, but also not to get dismayed by some doomsayers who say that India is not really doing as well as it should be, which even the Lowy Institute says. But it also gives India credit that it is now the number 3 power or most powerful country in Asia after the United States and China. That's what I wanted to flag to our viewers. Do keep watching StratNews Global, and of course keep sending your feedback. We'll bring to you such interesting tidbits from the world of foreign policy, international relations and defense. I'm Nitin Gokhale.